Welcome to Life, Death, and the Law, presented by the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen, hosted by attorneys Shawn Garner and Adam Hansen.
For example, how does the government protect my rights against the government? Well, if there's a law that infringes my rights, let's say the seatbelt law, okay? I don't want to wear a seatbelt. I think that is an invasion on, it's imposing an act upon me that is not protecting anybody else's right to life, liberty, or property, right? If I decide to not wear a seatbelt, that's not harming anybody else. It's only harming myself if I decide to do that. So why would you make a law against that? That's not the government's role. So then I can appeal to the courts to say that law is unconstitutional. The only laws that we agree to are laws that fit within the confines of protecting our rights to property and freedom of movement and what we do with our cars and our inside our cars with our seatbelt, as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. A speed limit, on the other side, I can see that protects other people from being rammed into and losing their life and losing their liberty. So that, yes, I understand. And each law that is out there, people say, well, it's complex, it's complicated. It isn't. It shouldn't be. There's 3 pillars that it should stand on. Does that law protect other people from infringement upon their life, liberty, or property? If that law does not meet one of those requirements, then I don't think it's a government function.
I think it's a good template to work off of. If you're outside those 3 pillars,
Well, that template is called the Constitution.
Right, and it sounds like people need to get more acquainted with the template.
So Ben Shapiro doesn't like this guy. He goes out of his way to sling mud at him and say that he is not libertarian. And he comes out and explains his position. I think it would have been better for Ben to invite him on a show and have an interview with him, and so he could explain what he meant by employer-mandated vax. I tend to agree with that. As an employer myself, if I was fearful and bought in to the idea that the vaccine would prevent deaths and keep my clients and my customers healthier, or even make my business more successful, then I think that I should be able to require whatever of my employees, as long as it's not, obviously I can't require, we're not getting into devious acts and things like that, right? Mm-hmm. So what's your thoughts on that, Cody?
Oh, it is a slippery slope because, at what point do you, get into somebody's health care? If you start requiring, vaccines and things. So, yeah, I think err on the side of freedom.
Okay, so what do you think about employer-mandated? Me as an employer, can I mandate vaccines?
Yeah, I guess you can. You have that right. Same thing as you mandate what qualifications you want. What kind of degree you want your employees.
Right now, as an employer, I'm not legally eligible to require a credit report and not hire somebody because of a credit report or a background report. And I think that's ridiculous, because any federal job that you apply for, what are they going to ask for?
If they want an apartment, they're going to have to.
Exactly. But it's even more hypocritical, because the federal government is the one making the rule that I can't do that as an employer, but they are the biggest employer in our country, and they require a credit report and a criminal background report for every federal job you apply for. So they can do it, but I can't do it. Why? What are their justifications for doing it? Well, it's obvious. They don't want criminals who have a history and a propensity of stealing or defrauding people to work for them. They don't want people that have bad credit history, that are going to be more susceptible to being manipulated, bribed to work for them. So they require those things, but they don't let me require it. That's where I'm much of the libertarian. So basically, I think that employers should be allowed to do anything they feel is appropriate to protect their employees and to perpetuate their business, as long as it doesn't pass. What am I trying to say here? What I guess I don't know where the threshold would be, but I think we've got to err on the side of letting them do anything that they could reasonably justify is in the best interest of their customers and their employees, as giving them the benefit of the doubt they see fit.
If you have questions or want to know more about something that was discussed today, please call the law firm of Deason, Garner, and Hansen at 928-783-4575 or visit yumaestateplanning.com.